Today we've treated ourselves to a jeep safari of Cyprus. We were picked up in Paphos and we're going to be visiting several locations and then going for a swim and a snorkel. One of our first stops today is a banana plantation. We've been advised not to go too far into the plantation because apparently there can be scorpions and snakes and spiders in here. So my first job is to go too far into the plantation and see if I can find any spiders or snakes or scorpions. Unfortunately, there's no sign of any scorpions or snakes, which I was quite excited about seeing. So behind me is a capsized cargo ship. It's been left where it is as a sort of tourist attraction. I'm not entirely sure why, but it is quite a spectacular photo opportunity. I kind of wish I brought my camera, or even a drone, so I could get a good overhead picture of it before it flew off to Lebanon. Actually, I can't help noticing that all the tourists visiting this particular wreck are from our group. So I wonder whether maybe it's less of a tourist attraction and more of just something that our safari group come to visit. Either way, it's a nice spot. Also, the water is beautifully clear. I really wish I'd kept up scuba diving. The British Sea is just a bit too cold to do that. Too cold for me anyway. But when I come to places like this, I really think it would be so nice to go under the waves with a scuba kit on. Our next stop of the day is a short hike up and down a gorge. So I've downed a little bit of water. Remember, hydration is important. Tamsin's just quickly using the facilities and then off we go. First of all, quickly though, just have a look at the rustic toilet building.
And we're off.
Yeah. Oh, it's already a little bit warm for hiking. Well, it's a gorgeous little walk, but it's amazing how much more difficult walking in the blazing sun is than it is at home. In this sort of heat, walking a mile feels a bit like walking about 10 miles back in England. Along the walk, there's lots of chalk formations. As I'm sure anyone who's ever been on a couple's walk before knows, I've got absolutely no idea where Tamsin is. Hopefully she's somewhere and she's not fallen off a cliff or anything. There's absolutely no one around. Despite there only being one track, I'm starting to worry a little bit that I might have got lost. Perhaps I'll get eaten by a snake and they'll find my feet in a year's time or something. I wonder if anyone would launch a GoFundMe for me. Or perhaps you need a criminal record before anyone's interested in sponsoring that kind of thing. Oh, I think I'm catching up with some people. Yeah, definitely some humans in the distance. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, about 25 people away is Tamsin.
Avakos Gorge is a limestone gorge which was carved by the Avgas River over millions of years. It's a popular and picturesque walk which is well worth doing. It's a forested walk surrounded by agricultural ground above, as well as being home to some fairly unique plant species. Apparently the gorge becomes impassable during the winter months when the heavy rains cause the water level to rise, so it's definitely an attraction for the summer months. Whoops, I've accidentally left my camera on camera mode rather than video camera mode, so a little jump forward in time.
The next stop's a Cypriot turtle beach.
From start of May, end of May, middle of May, end of May, until middle of August, end of August, start of September. Again, but
sadly, we were there at the wrong time of the year to see turtles or turtle eggs. However, what I did get was loads of stones in my shoes and no chance to empty them out. Next up was a Cypriot, or perhaps Turkish, cafe. I suspect that our tour guide was actually on commission from them. However, what they made was a lovely traditional coffee, which is made by heating the coffee over burning hot sand.
Cheers. Very strong. Just time for a quick stop down by Aphrodite's bath. Apparently we're not allowed to go in, but we are allowed to splash water on ourselves. According to the tour guide, the baths are supposed to have restorative and rejuvenative properties, i.e. they're supposed to make you look younger. And that was it. It was kind of pretty. God only knows what's happening now. We're going towards a place that's for swimming. We're either going to be showing the place and coming back and collecting our stuff, or we're going straight down there. So I either need to leave all my electronic stuff behind, or I need to take it with me, and I either need to take all my swimming stuff, or I need to leave it behind. No clues which one is right. I'm just taking everything and hoping for the best. So apparently we're doing everything. We're having lunch and swimming with our lunch and stuff. Well, Tamsin's going to probably desperately try and run away, and I'm going to have to try and chase her. Wish me luck. Anyway, I've got my 15 bags or so to agreeing that we're going to the water first. We appear to be heading into the restaurant. Now we're leaving the restaurant. I've completely run out of hands. Here we are at Aphrodite's beach with just enough time for a quick swim and snorkel and a sit in the sun and a little bit of our packed lunch. There is a restaurant here, but we've got a packed lunch.
And now it's time for a bit of snorkeling. Two of the things I love most of all when I'm on holiday are the beautiful clear water and not being cold when I jump in. I'm wearing my rash vest and my waterproof sunscreen so I don't get burnt. And little did I know that this would be the last time I got to wear my diving mask, which exploded on me on my subsequent cruise holiday in another video, which you will get to see later. And now, sadly, it's time to leave our tranquil location behind and move swiftly onwards to our next destination.
And the final stop of the tour is the Adonis Baths.
Adonis Baths are a hidden oasis near the Kili village in Paphos. You would normally need to pay for admission, but our admission price was included in the price of our Jeep Safari. At the time of recording, entry is €15 for adults and €10 for children, and be aware, it's suspiciously a cash-only venue. It's a beautiful location, though we did find it to be excessively busy, and there is a cafe on site. Do be aware that there are some steep and slippery steps there, so if you aren't too sure-footed, it's probably not the best place to go to. And the water was also a little bit murky, so don't go there if you're afraid of hidden creatures in the depths. Not that there were any hidden creatures, mind you. Or at least not that we saw.
Isn't it absolutely gorgeous here? It's having a good little splash around in the pool. It's a bit too cold for me to feel brave enough to get in, but lots of people are braving it. So apparently there's a wine museum somewhere around here. I can't actually see it unless it's in the tree or in the changing rooms.
This statue was of the minor fertility god Priapus. His condition gives you an excellent clue of the origin of the word priapism.
And we are on our way back to the Jeep for the final leg of the journey, which is to take us back to the hotel.
There are numerous statues here at Adonis Baths, so even if you don't fancy swimming, they are well worth visiting. All in all, the Evis Jeep Safari was an excellent day out, so on balance I think I have to give it a 4.5 star rating.